Hi everyone, welcome to another video by Optionables. My name is Saket, and in today's video we are going to look at what exactly happened to the markets today. And since tomorrow is RBI policy, we are also going to look at what to expect and what trades we can look for. And finally, we are also going to review the trades taken today and see what exactly happened. So before moving on to the trade, there is one exciting offer which I would like to tell you about. The broker with whom we are trading, Firstock, is giving 100 free orders to whoever is opening the account with the link in the description below. So if you're interested, don't forget to check that out. Click on the link and get your 100 orders free. So with this, now we'll be quickly moving on and looking at what exactly happened to the markets today. So today, Nifty went up close to 200 points and Bank Nifty went up close to 600 points. One thing that we have to keep a note of today is that it was a steady buying. So during the first phase, up till 1:32 o'clock, the market just consolidated. That too in a very narrow range, somewhere around 17,375 to 17,425. In a very short range, the market was consolidating. And the best thing today is that there was no huge sell-off anytime in between. Whenever the market came down, immediately it was bought back, and towards the end, the market slowly started moving up towards 17,500. It was slow and steady buying at the end of the day, which gradually propelled the market towards 17,500. So what are the positives today? Looking at current price action, we might expect DIIs as well as FIIs not to have any huge activity, buying or selling activity today. Because if FIIs or DIIs, any one of them had bought or sold heavily, then it would be much more volatile than what we saw today. And maybe towards the end, DIIs would have bought little extra, which would have slowly taken up the markets. So this is what our expectation is, and still the data is not out. We will have to wait till evening for us to get the data. So now if you look at Nifty, the top performing sector today was auto sector. Be it Maruti, Bajaj Auto, Hero, everything was up by 2 to 3%, and there was no real laggard. So out of 50 stocks, close to 40 stocks were in positive and only 10 stocks were in slight negative. So there was no real laggard. And even Bank Nifty actually started performing much better towards the end, because it was consolidating around 38,400, and towards the end it actually even broke 38,600, and it also ended at day's high. So overall we had a very good day with very little volatility and a lot of positivity. So that brings us to the next question, what we can expect from the market tomorrow. And this is most important because we have the RBI policy coming up, and it is likely to be announced in the first half of trading. So the market is obviously expected to be volatile. And whoever is trading options, I have one more tip for you, and that is, till the policy is over, option premium is not going to decay. So that's why if you're an option seller, I would recommend you to sell options only after the policy announcement, because till then we won't see a real decay in option. So once the policy is over and things become more certain, the IV of the options will start to come down and the option prices will decay quite a lot. So if you're an option seller, do not sell the option till the policy is over. The next question is about what we can expect from this particular policy. From this particular policy, the consensus is expecting the rates to remain unchanged, but they are expecting a slight hike in the reverse repo rate. Since we had the budget in the first week, followed by the RBI monetary policy, RBI monetary policy is extremely important and supportive to the budget. So this will also help us determine the trend in the market for the short term. So now coming to what we can expect from the market tomorrow. So coming to Bank Nifty, we are expecting little more volatility in Bank Nifty. But broadly, today we saw some very good put writing happening at lower levels and very strong call unwinding at 38,000, 38,100 and so on at lower levels. So this is a very bullish sign, because people are closing out their call positions and writing a lot of put over there. So broadly, when you look at the PCR ratio, it suggests 0.9. That means there's equal number of calls as well as equal number of puts. So broadly speaking, I am expecting a range of around 38,000 to 39,000 in Bank Nifty for tomorrow. And if you look at the open interest, there is a lot of short straddles being created at 38,500, and that is also going to be a very important level for Bank Nifty tomorrow. So today we saw some good positivity in Bank Nifty. That's the reason we can expect some good support at lower levels. And on the higher end, there's a lot of call writing around 39,000 and it will definitely act to be a very good resistance. So overall range for Bank Nifty is from 38,000 to 39,000 is what we are expecting. But post the policy, the markets can move any way it wants. And coming to Nifty, again, we saw very strong put writing and call unwinding at lower levels. So today's move also removes the bearishness from Nifty and we can expect Nifty also to trade in the range of 17,300 to 17,700. So today we saw a lot of buying coming in around 17,370, 380 range. So that is also going to act as a very crucial support for tomorrow. If today's low is broken, then we can expect a move towards 17,300 and 17,250. And on the higher end, we have a very strong resistance coming in at 17,600. Post that, 17,700 is also going to act as a very stiff resistance. So the broader range for Nifty, what we are expecting is from 17,300 to 17,700. So even if you are looking at open interest, you see that there is a lot of call writing at higher levels around 17,700 as well as 600 and strong put writing at 17,200 as well as 300. So a lot of short straddles have been created around 17,400 for Nifty. And the PCR ratio is also again around 0.9, which is suggesting some kind of range bound or consolidation in Nifty. And also in the comment section, do let us know what is your strategy for RBI policy and what is the range you are expecting the markets to trade. With this, we'll be now quickly moving on to the screen and see what happened to our trades. Meanwhile, if you are liking the video, do hit the like button, share this video as well as subscribe to Optionables. Thank you so much for joining. So today was another good day where we ended up making close to 1,60,000 rupees. And to be honest, today was one of the easiest days to trade because the market absolutely moved nowhere. Even if you look at the chart of Nifty, so we see that up till 2 o'clock, the market consolidated in the short range of 17,350 to 450 and post which we saw some good buying coming in where the market went up till 17,500. So today we took only one trade, which was a very simple trade, that was 17,400 short straddle. Apart from this, we also had a short straddle in Bank Nifty, and with that we went to a loss of close to 10-15k and I just squared off all the position, and throughout the day we just held on to the Nifty trade. So the first key moment comes around 1 o'clock when this particular fall happened. So initially in the morning around 9:30, I had entered 4,000 quantity of short straddle in 17,400. So then throughout the day we got some very good decay because the market was consolidating and we reached an M2M of close to 1 lakh. And as soon as this particular fall came, our M2M didn't change at all because this is hardly some 10-point fall. But the thing is, I was not ready to take the risk because post 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, who knows that FIIs might come back and start selling. Anything can happen. So that's the reason as soon as I saw this big candle, I was like, okay, like anyways, we have got around 1 lakh and I just cut my entire position and reduced this 4,000 quantity just to 1,000 quantity. So I almost cut 3,000 quantity of my positions because I just didn't want to take any risk. After this, what happened is I took one more simple trade in Bank Nifty, again which I lost around 10k and I exited. So since I lost around 20k with Bank Nifty intraday trade, so I'm not particularly showing what trades they were because overall we lost around 20-25k in Bank Nifty. So post which what happened is as the market started moving up higher, so I exited my remaining 1,000 quantity also. So because of this Bank Nifty trade, I was at a profit of close to 90k because one, we had lost some money in Bank Nifty and even this has shot up. So that's the reason our M2M has slightly come down. So after that, what happened is we exited all the trade and we created a fresh short straddle at 17,450. So this was around the time of 230, 240. So we created a fresh short straddle of 3,000 quantity at 17,450. So this trade was going really well. So from 90k we went all the way to 1.1 lakh. But at this point, as the market started to further shoot up, so this started to eat our profits and we further came down to around 90 to 95k. So overall, we ended our intraday trade with just shy of 1 lakh, around 90-95k, and we ended our positional trade with a profit of close to 70,000. Overall, we ended the day's trade with close to 1,60,000 rupees. So it was a very simple trade. So now I'll just show you a simple recording as to how our trade went. So you can see this is in the morning around 9:30. I have entered 4,000 quantity of Nifty and 500 quantity of Bank Nifty. So this Bank Nifty I square off at a loss of around 10 to 15k, and this Nifty I almost hold it till the end. So let me just move ahead because there will be no more trades which we'll be taking. As we approach 12 o'clock, our M2M has increased to almost 84k, and we are just holding on to this simple trade alone and we haven't taken any other trade. So this has been recorded as one more video. I will just open that as well. So here is the recording of the second video. So as we move towards 1 o'clock, you can see that we'll have a M2M of close to 1 lakh. And by 1 o'clock, we saw that there will be a huge dip in the market. And as the market starts to dip, our profits are unchanged. So we are just around 1 lakh itself. So it is absolutely unchanged. And this time we decide to exit everything and just hold 1000 quantity. You can see that from 4000 quantity, we have come all the way down to 1000 quantity. So after a while, we take some simple positions in Bank Nifty, but unfortunately for us, even this will end up triggering the stop loss where we further lose around 20k. So let me just skip to that part. So you can see that we have lost around 20k from this particular position, and I have exited all my Bank Nifty positions, and I'm still holding on to this 1000 quantity of 17400 short straddle. And around 2:30 is the time when I completely shift towards 17450 short straddle, and I'll be quickly skipping to that part. So you can see the time is now around 2:30 and I have shifted to 17,450 short straddle right over here. So I have 3000 quantity of 17,450 short straddle, and as I told you, the trade today was very easy. I didn't have to do any sort of adjustment first thing, and also Bank Nifty, I really didn't want to complicate my position, so it was anyways a loss of 10,000 as well as around 15,000. I squared off all the position as soon as we reached our loss. So slowly around 3 o'clock, we come back to an M2M of close to 1 lakh. So here I have just added 1000 more quantity. We slowly come back to an M2M of 1 lakh from 80,000. So as I move towards the end, you can see that the total M2M is 1,88,000, but this is also including all my positional trades. So what I did here was I basically converted the intraday positions into regular because I wanted to hold it till the end. So I squared off everything by 329, and you can see that even at 326 I am carrying my positions, and as I move towards 328 the positions are now squared off, and totally we have a profit of close to 1,60,000. This is including both positional trade as well as intraday trade. So with intraday trade, we ended up making around 90,000 as I told you, and with positional trade, we ended up making around 70,000. What are the key takeaways from this trade? So one good thing is that even though this exit might have turned out to be wrong, because Nifty fell here and immediately bounced back. But this is absolutely something not to regret, because in case if the selling had started and the market came down, then whatever M2M we had made in the morning session, entire thing would have got wiped out. So this was a good decision here to actually cut down our quantity as soon as we saw the fall. One more key learning is today, since the market was so flat and I didn't have to do anything with Nifty, so I could have actually adjusted or managed my Bank Nifty positions better. So these positions, if managed well, could have easily given us quite good profits. So instead of doing that, I just focused on my Nifty trade when Nifty absolutely needed no attention. So there was no movement happening in Nifty. I didn't have to do any sort of adjustment. While Nifty was consolidating, I could have focused little more on Bank Nifty to manage the positions better. So that is one key learning what we can take away from this particular video. So with this, we also come to the end of trade review, and tomorrow is RBI policy, and we'll be having the policy most likely by 10:30, and let's see how the market behaves post that. So thank you so much for joining, guys, and if you're liking the content, do not forget to hit the like button, share this video, as well as subscribe to Optionables.